Welcome to the all-new That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes a show business, with new episodes now airing weekdays at 9 a.m., thatbusinessnetwork.com, and podcasts made available on iTunes. Please subscribe, please leave a review, please help the show grow and get found by more and more listeners on iTunes so our guests can get more and more exposure for the great advice that we hear on this program each and every day. I'm very excited for our guest today. We got Stephen Cesari of Cesari Ignite. He is the president of the company and CEO and has more than 40 years of business experience, having started or owned 15 companies in many different industries. So, Stephen, welcome to the program today.
Hey, really excited to be here, and thank you for having me, and look forward to our conversation.
So, Cesari Ignite, this is your new company. Let's focus first on this, and we'll go a little bit into the background of what you've done in the past. But first off, what is Cesari Ignite all about?
Well, basically, Cesari Ignite is a company that my brother and myself and another colleague started specifically to help people benefit from our 60-plus years of combined wisdom. And we have kind of our first bucket, which is our proven strategies that have helped account for more than $4.5 billion in direct-to-consumer revenues. And then our second bucket, which is helping companies develop scalable solutions. And then the third bucket we jump into is the accelerated growth, helping entrepreneurs and small business owners take their companies from small regional businesses to national brands. And we've been doing that for over 30 years. And we've worked with some major brands and helped develop them like George Foreman Grill, Sonicare toothbrush, Oxiclean, GoPro camera, and again, the consistency of all those businesses are that they had a really good foundation, good people, they had great products, and then basically we just came in and dropped our marketing matrix on top of them to help them grow and expand their businesses. And now we developed Cesari Ignite to work with companies that might be a little bit smaller and not quite ready to go and use that level of marketing, and again, really help them develop a core competency and develop a go-to-market strategy so that they can help grow their business.
You've helped develop some tremendous brands there. You dropped George Foreman Grill, Oxiclean, Sonicare, GoPro camera, and so today you're working with small business owners to help get them up to that level of business. Talk to me about your niche client out there. For the people that are listening and they need this type of information, who is the ideal client for you to help get them to that level of marketing and exposure?
Yeah, we were just keynote speakers at a show in Las Vegas about 5 weeks ago called the Prosper Show. And the Prosper Show was for about 2,000 sellers and resellers on Amazon. And again, Amazon is kind of the 800-pound gorilla now. It's good news if you want to come on and market a product, but it keeps eating into people's margins. So we literally got 8 clients from that show that we've engaged or who have engaged our services, and helping them to develop a distribution marketing strategy beyond Amazon. And so these are companies doing anywhere from $1 million to $20 million in revenue, but they're doing it specifically in one niche. And typically we come in and look at their products. It doesn't work for everybody out there. There really needs to be kind of certain metrics that are involved. And then we will engage with the client and really help them identify, what are their unique selling propositions? Who is their core demographic market? Is their product potentially good for the shopping channels? And the thing, that really works well is when we introduce people to our channel partners. These are the people that we've used over the last 30 years to generate $4.5 billion in revenue for our clients. So when we call up QVC, we walk people in the door with the appropriate buyer, and we have a colleague that holds their hand through the whole process. We have a relationship with the former president of the shopping channel in Canada. So when we introduce a product up in Canada, we walk them right into the door to the shopping channel plus Canadian retail distribution. So, we have tried and true strategies and really incredible trusted relationships that we bring to the table when we find the right channel partner or when we find the right small business owner or entrepreneur with the right product and the right mindset, that we believe we can help and take them to that next level, which every business wants, to get to nowadays. And I'm sure having interviewed, thousands of people over the years, business people, it's becoming harder and harder to really differentiate yourself with all of the other businesses that are out there, with all of the distribution channels. Every day you see another major retailer bite the dust. So we can come in and really help people develop a sound, fundamental business strategy and go-to-market strategy beyond what a client's already doing. So, that's typically our core competency and the ideal potential client for us. Thank you for asking.
A lot of people in Tampa. Tampa is, where I'm based at. It's a hub of entrepreneurship. A lot of people looking for investment into their businesses, into their products. And the consistent thing I hear a lot is, if I'm not in tech, I'm not getting any investment. I'm not getting any interest. How would you respond to people that say, if I'm not in tech, I'm not going to find anybody that's interested?
Well, if I turned around and let you look out of the window of my office, Atlanta Tech Village is a 7-iron shot, right down the block. We work with some tech people, but the majority of the $4.5 billion that we've helped our clients generate in revenue have been non-tech companies. And what we do is we really try to find products and categories that we can come in and really create a unique selling proposition and really help our clients stand out in their specific niche. And I'll give you an example. I have somebody who came to me about 7 years ago. He was a chiropractor by training, but he had a unique skill set beyond chiropractic medicine, but he didn't know how to leverage it in the marketplace. And long story short, he engaged our services. I came in, I actually helped rebrand him into a synergy release physician. Now, let me ask you something. How many synergy release physicians do you know?
I don't even know. First time I even heard that term.
Well, there you go. Okay, that's my point, is that he's the only synergy release physician in the country. And again, he was really good at what he did before, but rather than being one of 65,000 chiropractors, now he is the only synergy release physician in the country. And I've got pictures of him. The Philadelphia Eagles fly him up every week during the season to work with their folks. He's the only injury consultant that's hired by the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball. He works with Class A athletes like Hines Ward and Alex Smith and Donovan McNabb, just about anybody you can think of, because he is able to help accelerate the healing process if somebody gets injured. And again, with the unique skills that he has, able to prevent 60% of the non-contact sports injuries, but he did not know how to differentiate himself in the marketplace. And literally that's what we do, is just really help people identify their unique selling propositions, either for them individually or for the product or service that they're doing, and then try to help them create a disruptive message. And just to go back, the George Foreman Grill, we kind of disrupted that industry with the first two-sided grill on the marketplace, and we came at it from a healthy perspective. Back when my brother and I did the Juiceman Juicer, people were selling juicers. There were 30 other juicers out there, but we came in and we were selling a lifestyle. Our mission was to educate people about good health and proper nutrition, and then supply them with quality products and programs to live a healthy lifestyle. So, we always look at how can we position the product or the service that's going to be uniquely distinct and really separate that person from the rest of the industry, or separate that product. And then again, we wrap our marketing matrix around it, which includes social media, digital marketing, public relations, and then all of our retail relationships and our shopping channel relationships. And I like to say we were Shark Tank before Shark Tank. So
right.
We've been doing this for 30 years. We've generated a lot more revenue than they have. We just haven't been on television advertising it. And don't get me wrong, I love Shark Tank. I watch it every night. But there's a lot of other people that, for every one person that makes it on there, there's 1,000 other entrepreneurs trying to get to that same level.
Hey, show business is just one area of the marketplace. I'm well aware of that. So, and so simply by giving the chiropractor a new title, you basically opened up a new marketplace. Synergy Release is what you called it, correct?
Synergy Release Physician. He practices Synergy Release Sports. He has an office in Buckhead. He has an office in Alpharetta, and he gets flown into almost every professional camp during the NFL season. And again, he had really great skills, but he just didn't know how to leverage himself in the marketplace. So it's really trying to find a way on how can you disrupt the marketplace that you're in, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, an entrepreneur. When we, like I said before, when we were in the juicing business, there were 30 other juicers out there, but we found a way to disrupt and really create a unique selling proposition that had less to do with the product and more to do with the spokesperson and the educational materials that went around it. The other thing we do is we encourage people to write books. Because when they write a book, it automatically makes them an expert in the industry. And I've written a book myself called Clarity: How to Get It, How to Keep It, How to Use It to Balance Your Life. And it's basically all about being intentional on a personal and professional level. But when I walk into a meeting now, I hand somebody my book rather than hand them a business card, and it automatically puts me at a different level than somebody else walking in the door. Because whether the book is good or not, the perception of people is, wow, you really know what you're talking about, because less than 0.5% of people in the country are published authors. So, again, it's always looking for a lot of the little things you can do to differentiate yourself from the rest of the market. And then again, from a marketing perspective, we look at how can we take those small things and leverage them into a big thing to really differentiate the product in the marketplace. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We talk about that on the program a lot, just writing a book and how that differentiates yourself. Even if nobody reads that book, when you hand them that book, that automatically elevates you up to a higher level versus your competition. It's like a specialized business card for your business, as you put it. So got to take a break here. Currently talking to Steven Cesari of Cesari Ignite. Learn more about him at that website, CesariIgnite.com. When we come back from the break, he's going to have a free gift for the audience, and also we're going to be talking about his past of 40 years of business experience, accounting for over $1 billion in product sales worldwide. Again, we're touching on the George Foreman Grill, Oxiclean, Sonicare, GoPro camera. So if you've got a product out there, he's probably somebody you might want to talk to. So we'll also help you get in contact with him. You can reach out to us, of course, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com. So you're currently listening to That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeagers. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeagers, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
And we're back to That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes a show business. My guest today, Steve Cesari of Cesari Ignite. Learn more at CesariIgnite.com. And he also has a gift for our audience. So if you go to CesariIgnite.com/gift, Steve, what are we offering today?
I did a program a few years back called Success is Not an Accident, Secrets of the Top 1% with New York Times bestselling author Tommy Newberry. And I kind of give you the 10 bullet points of what it takes to be successful nowadays, and with a little questions on there and a little area to fill in some questions and answers to those questions to help you really take your life, your business from where you are to the next step. So if anybody wants to go, get that free gift, you just go to that website, CesariIgnite.com/gift. And all you need to do is leave me your email, and we will send you out a download to get that special gift. So again, really good. The 10 tips to the secrets of the top 1%, and good information and a good place to start. Even if you are familiar with being successful in business, but even more so for those who really want to look at how to take that jumpstart their business and take it to that next level. Because it all starts with you. There's no magic silver bullet. All the people and all the success that we've had, literally started with the people being the very best that they could be, and that had the ripple effect into the business, no matter what it does. And Jamie, that in the real estate industry, it starts with you and your discipline, your focus, your ability to believe in yourself, your confidence, the way you develop a work ethic, and that's really what determines, success in life. There's no magic bullet. There's no one book you can read that's going to do it for you. We can provide you with tools. We can give you the wisdom of people that have gone before you and show you how to do it. But the bottom line is nothing happens in life until you get up and take action and take that next step, to make yourself a better person, to improve your life from wherever you are, where you want it to be. And we like to say the thoughts we hold in our head become the realities that we hold in our hand. And whatever thoughts you most currently have and are reoccurring typically are the things that are going to manifest themselves in your life. So if you're thinking about poverty, you're probably going to be dealing with poverty. If you're thinking about, how can I be the best husband, the best entrepreneur, you're going to find ways to become the best. And as you start thinking and having a good positive mental attitude, what you're going to find is that those things actually start to get attracted to you just because of the way you are presenting yourself in the marketplace and to other people. So again, highly encourage you to check out that website and get those 10 tips for the top 1%, and it'll help springboard you to that next level.
CesariIgnite.com/gift. That'll also be up in the show notes as well. So Steve, 40 years of business experience, 15 different companies, many different industries. Let's rewind the clock. Have you always been an entrepreneur? Was there a moment where you were working a 9 to 5 and you decided to step out of the box? Tell me about the early days.
Well, I tell you, I graduated from college. I played football in college, and I got fired from my first 3 jobs. So, Jamie, I knew I was going to have to be an entrepreneur because nobody would have me, and I just couldn't work for somebody else. There's just people that are wired to do the 9 to 5 thing. But I was just never that person. So I started out working in the sporting goods industry. I was working 80 hours a week, making $12,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And I built my store up to the #1 store in the chain. And from that, again, that hard work, that diligence, that positive attitude, I was offered the opportunity to be the first non-family member co-owner of a sporting goods store called Champ Sports Shop. Oh, wow. So I got involved. I opened up Champ Sports Shop. I had one down in Florida. I did well. They brought me up to Atlanta, and I ended up owning what turned out to be the #1 store in the chain. And then we sold that business, went on and was involved in a startup of what was called Sports Town, which was the predecessor to Sports Authority, the first big box retailer out there. And again, learned a whole lot about business. And some of it, I like to say, I learned more what not to do coming up through the ranks than I learned what to do. But I always promised myself that when I got my own business, I was going to do it the right way. I was going to do it with high integrity. I was going to do it treating people the right way. And I was going to help people that helped me get there share in the profitability of the companies that we created. And then my brother Rick called me up and said, "Hey, Steve, I've got an opportunity. I need $50,000 to start a business called Trillium Health Products, marketers of the Juiceman Juicer." And I said, "Well, I'll give you the 50 grand, but I'm coming with it." And, that was the genesis of starting Trillium Health Products and the Juiceman Juicer. And Rick and I took that company from 0 revenues in 1989. 2.5 years later, we were written up in Inc. magazine as one of the fastest growing privately held companies in the United States, and were nominated as Inc. Entrepreneurs of the Year. So we learned a whole lot through that process, and we ended up selling that business. And then we took what we learned from that business and literally moved that over into doing all the marketing and using the techniques that we built the Juiceman business with. We built the George Foreman Grill. We built Sonicare toothbrush. We built Clairsonic GoPro, Oxiclean. We have a dozen case studies of companies that we started working with that were doing $1 million or less. And then within 2 or 3 years, we had them doing between 150 and 200 million in revenue. And then they were either bought out by private equity 12 to 18 months later, or in the case of GoPro Camera, they literally went public. And Nick Woodham, I'll never forget this. My brother met him almost 9 years ago selling GoPro cameras out of the back of his VW van at a trade show because he couldn't afford a booth inside.
Wow.
And literally, Rick knew and Nick knew that he had $1 billion business, but he didn't know how to leverage it and take it to the next level. Just like the chiropractor who had a great skill set but didn't know how to leverage it in the marketplace. Just like the George Foreman Grill. Again, all of these were great products, but they just didn't know how to leverage them in the marketplace. And so, that's what I've been doing for the last, 30 years, is working with individuals and working with entrepreneurs, and then working with small businesses to help them take their product or service and literally, define, how we can repackage it and then scale it so that they can have the growth that they're looking for out there in the marketplace. And again, I don't want, people to think that this works for everybody every time. We have a real distinct guidelines of the parameters of, what's really needed to make this work. And when we find it, we typically have a 70% success rate taking that business from where it is and building it into a national brand. So, rather than do a shotgun shot of, hey, let's try to work with 50 companies and we hope one works. We typically engage with fewer companies, but we really have a great track record of making them work and helping them become successful to grow their businesses and differentiate themselves in the marketplace.
I love how you began that. You're talking about, when you're young, you got fired from 3 jobs. And, that's actually a trait of a lot of entrepreneurs, poor ability to be managed. So if you're out there listening and you keep getting fired from jobs and everybody tells you you're a terrible worker, that actually might be a good thing. It might mean you're an entrepreneur. It might mean you need to step out there and do something on your own and stuff. And I think that's just a great takeaway from part of that discussion right there. And then, the different brands that you have built up. Now, when you get involved with these companies, where are they going wrong, or what is it that you're getting in there, and like the products like the George Foreman Grill and Oxiclean and Sonicare, what did you do to help them get to that next level?
Sure. Well, I give you a classic example. The George Foreman Grill was originally called the Taco Express, and if you're familiar with the George Foreman Grill, it has all those grooves in the grill.
Yeah, I love George Foreman Grill. Yeah.
That was actually made so that you could scrape the hamburger off of there. So, what we did is we came in there and again, it's a lot of due diligence and understanding where the market's going. And we knew because of our Juiceman business that people were really health conscious. So we said, what about if we change the packaging on this? And we brought George Foreman in as a spokesperson. We said it needed a spokesperson. Salton helped arrange that to happen. And then we made this into the lean, mean grilling machine. And literally that was the genesis of this. We repackaged it, got George Foreman involved with it, and then went out and promoted it from a health perspective. When, you got to remember, there were hundreds of grills out there already. And what we did was package it and present it uniquely different, disrupted the niche or category, and presented it differently than anybody else had done a grill before. And then when you bring George Foreman's personality into it, when people are flipping channels, boom, they recognize George, they stop, and George is an incredible spokesperson and very gifted at what he does. Besides knocking people out, he's really good at being a spokesperson as well.
Very cool. So how do you define success?
Somebody asked me that question, and I do it like this. My book Clarity was written, and I think I told you it's clarity, how to get it, how to keep it, how to use it to balance your life. Success for me is defined by being able to pursue what you love, and at the same time generate revenue doing it, and then have the margin in balance to enjoy your family, enjoy your life. I actually asked somebody asked me, well, what's the one thing that you are really most proud of? And again, I've written a book. I've been in business with a New York Times bestseller. I've been on the cover of Inc. in Fortune magazine. But the thing I'm most proud of that I think is going to have a lasting legacy is, number one, my family, and then number two, a program I started called Iron Men, which is basically a program to help equip men to become a positive impact at home, at work, and in the community. And over the last 23 years, I've worked with thousands of guys, really helping them to work through the struggles of life. It's like, we all have either gone through a problem or going through it or struggle with it mentally, and literally sitting down and working with these men in a small group environment. What you come to find out is, wow, I'm not the only guy that ever thought that. I'm not the only guy that ever did that. And not from misery loves company, but from the perspective of, hey, Steve got through it, Jamie got through it, so there's hope for me to get through it too. Whether it's a divorce, whether it's a bankruptcy, whether it's a health issue, the stuff of life that we all deal with, but very few people really engage and let other people into that world and let them know that they're hurting. How many times you meet people that are like, hey, how you doing? Oh, everything's great, everything's fine. And the reality is, they just went through a divorce, or, the bank just foreclosed on their house. So to me, that's really my legacy that I want to leave behind here, is how many people can I positively impact, before my time is up here. And Jamie, you have a unique environment and circle of influence. Dylan, you have a circle of influence, and everybody out there has their unique circle of influence and ability. And the more we can encourage other people to be the best that they can be and be there to help them, serve them, lift them up when they're in times of trouble, I think that's the secret to helping make the world a better place. It's not going to happen from our government, whether you're a liberal or a conservative, man. It's just not going to happen. And so the best way to make a change is for us to be the best version of us and to help as many other people as we can do the same thing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Good point to close on. Steven Cesari of Cesari Ignite. Learn more at CesariIgnite.com and take advantage of the free gift at CesariIgnite.com/gift. So, Steve, great discussion. Thank you so much for being with me on the program today, and congratulations on all the great success in your businesses.
Hey, thank you very much. It's my pleasure, Jamie. Take care and God bless.
Thank you. And again, you've been listening to the all-new That Business Show 2.0 with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.